The U.S. is a world superpower, and were you surprised that some of the pickup there was about, your talk? Obviously, you've written about Venezuela a lot in your book.
Well, I think there are a lot of snowflakes out there that don't understand what you need to do to protect the United States. I'm not going to get into specifics. I did write about Venezuela in my memoir. And I think that any president that's not willing to do what it takes to protect the interest of the American people needs to have some counseling.
Okay, so that is John Bolton. And if you're not quite following what he's saying, it's because he will never actually say what he means. He keeps talking about a president potentially not doing what is necessary to protect the American people. What he means is he wants presidents to routinely overthrow democratically elected governments in other countries. That's all that it means. It sounds bad to say it that way, and thus the ambiguity. But that is John Bolton responding to the fact that people kind of freaked out when earlier this week, while talking to Jake Tapper, he just said, yeah, we did coups. I'm someone who did coups. We do coups. The US likes to coup. And now he's a bit inconvenienced by you guys getting freaked out about that. Why are you pressuring him? Why are you hassling him? They have governments in other countries. We'd prefer them to not have those governments. Democratically elected governments often institute policies that aren't as financially beneficial towards us. So we kill all those people. We create chaos that results in the deaths of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, or hey, maybe in Iraq, 1 million people. And we get a dictator in charge who's willing to give us better deals. What is the issue with all of this, Anna? Why are people losing their minds?
Well, I want to go back to the snowflake comment because I too have experienced quite a few snowflakes here in the United States, particularly the snowflakes that cry and whine about asylum seekers at our southern border after we have destabilized their country by overthrowing their democratically elected government and installing a puppet who makes their lives miserable, who does nothing about the crime in their countries. I don't know, I would argue if we're gonna talk about the snowflakes, we should talk about the snowflakes who wanna do the coups, who wanna destabilize these countries, and then they cry and cry about people fleeing those countries that we've destroyed, seeking safety here in the United States. Those are the real snowflakes. Let's just address that. And I think by addressing that, I've made pretty clear what the problem with doing these coups happens to be.
100%. Yeah. Look, I think the reason that there's this disconnect where he doesn't get the response is that he's a conservative and we're not. See, we have this weird characteristic where we want good things for us, we want good things for people like us, and we also want good things for everyone else too. Like that's why they never understand. They're always so suspicious when we put forward economic policies because they cannot conceive of someone wanting to do something that is beneficial to their quote unquote enemies. But no, I want people in America to do well, and I want people in Venezuela to do well, and Cuba and Russia and Madagascar and everywhere. That's this weird thing that they can't conceive of, that we can have empathy for an entire planet of people, and to believe that they, like us, should get the ability to choose their leaders. Now, to be fair, the Republicans are being a little bit consistent finally. They don't think democracy should exist in other countries, but to be fair, they also don't think it should exist here. That's another big disagreement we have. I think you should get to choose who rules you, and that the government should pass policies that reflect the will of the people and are intended to benefit the people. I don't think that when other countries do that, we should assassinate those people, wipe out the government. He does. And in case you don't know American history, we routinely do that. We could run through the list. I don't think that we're gonna have time. Mother Jones, by the way, put out a great summary of just 14 of the coups that the US has been involved with in recent history. Definitely take a look at that and you'll learn a lot of, unfortunately, dark truths about America. Any other points, Anna?
And remember, when these coups happen, it's never to benefit the American people. It's always done on behalf of US-based multinational corporations who want to rape and pillage in other countries, who want to take full advantage of the natural resources in those other countries. And it's really, really hard to do that when those countries have a leftist leader who has nationalized the natural resources to actually benefit the people of their own country. So when you look at which countries are typically targeted by the United States for these coups, they're typically led by leftist presidents or prime ministers, and they do it specifically to prevent nationalizing natural resources that American-based corporations desperately want to take advantage of.
100%. Yeah, he should be arrested. How can you openly admit that you have participated in the murderous overthrow of democratically elected governors, and you're just fine? You just go back about your business.
There's
like
so
you
many
can be arrested for selling cigarillos, but overthrowing governments. Oh no, that's fine. You can't arrest him. We have dinners together sometime, and they're quite fancy. Thus, we're immune to justice.
We would end up arresting like literally half our government, if not more.
That would be a good start.
We're talking about a lot of people involved in orchestrating these coups.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.